Good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to continue with the second unit itself, the last class of second unit, educational psychology. Um, Last day I have given you a homework, the testing method. That small area I won't discuss today. All the rest areas we'll discuss. Okay. So, totally we have seven methods in psychological inquiries, or we can say educational psychology. And these are the techniques also in psychology. Techniques are actually technique mean by any to collect some information. What is the way that we are doing? That is what actually meant by a technique. Okay, so procedure employed to explore an area to collect new information for the purpose of an investigation is known as the technique. And we do have four techniques that to discuss: testing, inventory, sociometry, and projective techniques. Testing is just what you're working on now to make a PowerPoint. That's the same what the testing is. The technique of ascertaining the degree of presence of a phenomenon and a study in which testee is expected to give some kind of response to particular stimulus items. Okay, so it will be just like, if you are given exposure to any stimulus, how are we going to respond? It is a study about that, the testing. Okay, it is to determine the level of achievement in our academic or the progress of our students, or to measure their intelligence or their aptitude, creativity, all other personality traits. So we'll come to know all these. Even the learning disability or any difficulties in their learning also can be tested. Then, secondly, it comes the inventories. Inventories are really self-reporting measures, in fact. It's like there will be some set of questions that we are answering, which is the factual information about ourselves that we are giving to others. That is actually called by inventories. In this, there will be the questions about our personal characteristics, our feelings, worries, fears, preferences, and lack of confidence. Okay, then the third one is sociometry. Um, Actually, it is very much mandatory for us as a teacher when we are going to interact with the students. We should make a sociogram. It is just like when we are giving so many options to or the choices to the students, they will have their own preferences in choosing. So, looking at that in different contexts, we are going to make a social map that is called actually a sociogram. It will help the teacher to find out who all are the stars in the class, cliques in the class, and isolates. You know who is meant by a star? Star is a single child in a class with a lot of ability and potential that everyone is preferring him or nominating him. Clicks are like usually good at doing everything, but just behind the star they are. Isolates are, as you know, they will not be preferring to interact with others more. Okay. Then the fourth technique is projective technique. Means in self-report measures we have seen or inventories we have seen we are giving information about ourselves to others, but that is not possible here. The question that we are going to face, we will not understand even what do they meant to assess. Okay, that type of questions it will be, and we will be honestly answering the question from our answers and responses. The investigator will be able to understand what all our thought processes are. Okay, usually these type of tests are used to study about our desires, hope, fear, repressed wishes, and all. Here, one example is given. It is an item from Rorschach blot test. One example for projective technique. If I am asking you to say what you see, even in our live class when I asked it, so many said it is face, some said it is a bat, some said it's a mask. Right, so there are so many answers. Okay, and some said two horses are there standing face to face. Some said two people are attacking another person. So, that is all the answers from your friends. So, like this, everyone will have different answers. It's actually an ink blot test. Okay, ink blot, you know that when we are dipping ink in thread in an ink and keeping into symmetrically folded paper and just taking the thread out, it will form a figure, right? Like that, they are making. Okay, then here is another example. It is from thematica perception test. This also I have asked your friends, and you also think. Just pause the video and try to describe what you are seeing here. Okay, thank you for your time. Um, some have already said that it's a son and a mother, or some said like it's a young lady and she's thinking about how she will be in her future life later in the old age. Some said like it's the black face with a young lady, and some said like the two stages of life. Okay, so it's like different people will have different perception. So that is what actually coming in this projective techniques. That's over. Okay, now the tools of data collection. Like any device, if you are using to collect the data, that is called as a tool. And we do have 7 tools: scholastic test, psychological test, questionnaire, anecdotal record, cumulative record, checklist, and rating scale. Let's see what all these are. This scholastic test means, in our classroom, what all we are doing to assess their learning objective attainment. Means their performance of learners in the class is assessed through some exams, right? That is called actually a scholastic test. Then psychological tests are to measure their behavior, personality, or any other psychological attributes. That is called a psychological test. Questionnaire is, even if you are going to do an interview or a telephonic survey or a computer or a post survey, so where all we need to have questions to be prepared to collect the information. That is called actually a questionnaire. Then in school, we'll have two types of record: anecdotal record and cumulative record. Anecdotal records are actually in a child's life, some specific events will be recorded in that, or their skills, or something like that. Cumulative record, it's a very up to date record regarding their school achievement, their attendance, their health, their test score, whatever. It will be there in every school, and both anecdotal record and cumulative record are transferred to another school when we are taking TC and joining with other schools. Okay, so then the sixth one is checklist. That you may be familiar with the checklist. It's whatever it is, a job or it is any of your preparation, or even if you are going somewhere or you are asked to set up some more things and not to lose anything or not to miss anything, it's always good to prepare a list of items. Okay, so or if you are going to perform something, you will have some order or pattern of or items that you have to follow in order, sequence should be followed. So that and all, if you are going to make in a list format, as it one or each one is getting completed, you can tick and go on. So whatever list you are making out of that is called actually a checklist. Then the rating scale. Rating scale, um, even say I have what I give you an example is now the election. During the time of election, each political party is nominating a person, and we are voting to them based on our rating scale. How good the person is, how well the service will be. We'll have some predispositions, and also we'll have a rating for their party, whether we should choose them or not. So that is what actually the rating scale. Quantitative or qualitative attributes will be given a rating. Okay, that's all for today. And please don't forget to submit your homework for this week. It's to make the PowerPoint presentation on testing method. That should be shared before coming Tuesday for ensuring your attendance. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.